everybody, Trevor here, and welcome to another Top 5 video. And as promised, I'm gonna do a Top 5 more Thomas toys I will never buy. The reason I'm making this list is because there are a few more Thomas toys I regret not mentioning in the first place, but I'll get into full detail on them in a little bit. And don't worry, All Engines Go won't be involved this time because I've rented on that stuff enough times already. Now without wasting any more time, let's get this short Top 5 done and over with. Number 5. Every single Bachmann HO scale item that I don't have. You may remember my recent community post on which Thomas toys I want for Bachmann and which ones I don't. I've also recently made a text in my 26th unboxing video on how many engines I want, which would be 15 instead of 13, with 2 of them being narrow gauge because I wouldn't mind getting at least a couple HO and 30 scale items in my collection, but I'm not ready for that quite yet. And as stated on that one post, the reason I'm making a goal is because I don't want to be a hoarder anymore, especially when it comes to Thomas toy trains. So I want to make room for more important stuff like food, clothing, furniture, and other needs. Number 4. Powerful Gordon for Play Rail. This may upset some of you, but I don't really want to waste money on the powerful Angry Gordon, even if it's in used condition. And the reason being that, like Tommy Oliver and Trackmaster Alfie, this one is very expensive, especially on eBay. And I'm gonna promise myself to have a total of 125 engines in my collection. And so far, I have 119 with 6 more to go. But I don't want to spoil which ones I want in the future. Number 3. Any more Trackmaster Revolution or Thomas Motorized. The reason I put this as number 3 is because I used to have a lot of these types of trains because I wanted to give them an honest chance. But when I first tested a few out on my blue Tomy track, they weren't 100% compatible. They only work on the new track, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to start from scratch when it comes to building new layouts. So therefore, I got rid of all of them, except for most of the rolling stock, as well as a few non-rail vehicles like Emerson the Plane. And because they barely work on old track, I'm going to promise myself not to buy any more of these engines again, so don't expect any more future reviews on these types of toys on my YouTube channel. Number 2. Any more TWR items from the lead paint crisis. There are a lot of reasons why this is number 2. When I first heard about this on the news and on the internet, I was quite shocked and upset. The lead paint crisis lasted from 2005 all the way to 2007, where some idiots brought lead paint over to the company and used it to paint these new toys at the time. I don't know if this was an accident or on purpose, but it was definitely Learning Curve's biggest recall in history. Man, I feel bad for those kids who died from putting lead paint in their mouths. Oh, and just to warn you guys, including my family if they're watching this, I actually do have some of these in my possession, and some of them include Old Slow Coach, the 2006 reissue of Toad, the yellow box car from that one figure 8 set, the small Sodor mail car from 2006, and I believe my current James model is one of them too, so I must be very careful on which ones I want to share. Now there are lead-free versions of these items, but they're pretty hard to find, especially on eBay. But I don't want to throw away any of them despite the lead paint issue because I've been working so hard on collecting them over the years. And I especially don't want Old Slow Coach or even the 2006 Toad to go to waste. And because of these issues with lead paint, I'm not going to buy any other product that I don't have that suffered the lead paint crisis, such as the ice cream factory, the smelting yard, or even the deluxe fire station, just to name a few. And those are all the reasons why the lead paint crisis deserves the number 2 spot. No honorable mentions this time around. And finally, number 1. Any of the other knockoff / bootleg Thomas toys. I've decided to include this as number 1 because for one thing, they're not worth my time and money. Secondly, they're unlicensed products, so of course they're going to be knockoffs. And thirdly, some of them can be quite dangerous, whether they have lead paint, broken parts, or even flashing lights that could give children seizures. And these are some of the reasons why I won't be buying or reviewing any knockoff Thomas toy. If you want more information on some of these unlicensed products, then I suggest you watch the Dark Side Thomas videos by Leo Kim Video. Or you could watch Phelan Porteous's Bootleg Zone series where he reviewed a few Thomas ripoffs. Say what you want about the previous candidates as well as those from the previous top 10, but at least they're licensed products. And some of them only lasted for only a few years, but these aren't. Anyways, tell me your thoughts below on which Thomas toys you don't want to buy for yourselves. Do you agree with my list, or do you have your own personal preference? I also would like to know if you have any other ideas for top videos you want me to do, because I'm quite interested. But please don't rush me on them, okay? Because next week, I'm going to go on vacation to Minnesota just to see family, or mainly to see family, I should say. This is Trevor Davis, signing off.